All right, let's get right into the story. So I just gotten smashed for the second time at Victimville. And this is the second time I was there, and the first time I narrowly escaped. But I did leave the yard on good terms. And then I get there, and it was a nightmare from the first second I was there. They thought that I checked in. I mean, technically, that should be the CO's fault. Now, let's be real. Like, for whatever reason, they did that. They can say all they want that they didn't do that on purpose, because I had a lockup order that said, okay, when you check in, when you go up top, when you go out sideways, when you roll it up, when you have a vagina, but you're a guy, like, hey, what up, fool? My name's Bob. I got a VJ. They're like, hey, Bob. Hey, man. You want to see me stick a mag light up my vagina? Everyone's like, fuck yeah, dude. Here's $4. He's like, oh, dude. All right. Anyway, when you do that, though, when you check in, it'll say refuse to program on your lockup order. It's provable if someone has or hasn't. I have my paperwork, and I can post that, because I'm sure people will be like, you checked it. I don't even give a fuck what people think, really, because I don't care about prison stuff. And if I went back to prison, I'd definitely go to PC, and I'd tell on Chomos. Okay, anyway. I'd be like, Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, Prince Andrew, and Donald Trump are all child molesters. Can I have a month off my sentence? I'm found hanging the next day. Doesn't even make the newspaper because I haven't gone viral yet. But I die thinking that I'm like, well, they're like they're the weirdo like guys in suits that kill Epstein and are probably gonna kill Maxwell right now, come in and they kill me, and I'm just like thinking, I'm like, you stupid son of a bitches. Sons of bitches. You don't even know who you're hanging right now, man. I'm famous. And then I don't even make the obituary. My parents were like, I don't know. If we say he died suddenly, then people always know that it's a drug overdose, and even though it was a hanging. But can you really put that like in an obituary? Ryan Leone is a wonderful friend, wonderful father, and he was found hanging by his own doing in a jail cell. I don't know. I don't think you put that in an obituary. What the fuck, man? This is what happens when I don't warm up. Okay. So, fact of the matter is, it was provable that I didn't check in, but then they put this black dude in my cell. I try to fight him. I end up getting a shot. So now I have an incident report for that too. That's another thing. This is how silly prison is, right? You have to get off. You have to. If that black guy came in, I was like, whoa, no way. Hey, CO, I ain't selling up with the black dude. Nah, bro. Nah, homeboy. You do see people do shit like that. And that's just like checking in. No, you have to get down, bro. You gotta fight. You do. You can't tell the cop, nah, bro, I don't really feel comfortable selling up outside my race, man. Oh, all right. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate you, sir. Have a good day, officer. Yeah, and then you're going to go out to the yard and you're going to get stabbed. That's what's going to happen. So, I got smashed that first time at Santa Barbara County by the tweakers, right? Second time in Victimville, because the cops, oh man, we made a mistake. Yeah, okay. I don't know why, like what happened. I don't know. Who knows? And then the third time, I'm in the hole going out to get heroin, and I get smashed. And my cellie's just standing in the corner. He's like, damn, fool. And that looked like a fucking hurt dog. Hey, Spencer, fool. That's fucking, damn. That sucks, dog. And I got beat up and I got maced. And I lost another tooth. Well, it got loose. Right? Like, eventually it had to get yanked out. They didn't even put any numbing agent on it or anything. They're just like, here. I was like, can I have something? And they're like, got you. And they pull out one rogue earbud. I'm like, what is that? Like a morphine drip or something? Just put it in your ear, bro. All right. And they put on some like staticky country. All right. One, and I can still hear him, because it's only one earbud. 2, 3, and he just yanks it, and I'm like, blood's like squirting out. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What's up with the music? Oh, I don't know, man. Sometimes when we do that, people, it's like a placebo effect. They think that, since they have an earbud in, that like maybe it won't hurt as much. Sorry about that, bro. That's seriously what happened too. Yeah. It's like it's the kind of thing where like you say it out loud and it just sounds like total bullshit, but it's just because it's so unbelievable. You're like, that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't do that. They're nice guys. They treat American prisoners good. No, they don't. Shut up. If you haven't been there, you don't know. They're horrible. Anyway, I was like having flashbacks. Oh, my days in Nam. And so I actually got an incident report for fighting the second time. Both those times, the black guy, actually all fucking 3 of those times, ultimately, because when I went to DHO, they brought all 3 of them up. But that's going to come in a little bit. So, I got maced. I had to go get stitches again. My tooth loose. And now I'm on straight up check-in status. And the Southsider that I'm with is like, dude, like, I have to take off on you now. This is like after all of this shit. We're back in the cell, and I'm in the upper bunk. He's reading Gone Girl, right? Like once in a while he'll like, he'll laugh or something. Like and I'll be like, what? And he'll just like be like, nothing, dude. Nothing. Like go back to Gone Girl. It's like this Southsider with tattoos on his face. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he tells me, he's like, look, man, I gotta smash you out. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you're no good. It's like, you've been smashed out twice. It's like, why am I no good? He's like, I don't know. It's like, I owe like $30 on the yard, so I'm just not gonna smash you out. But I'm supposed to, so now I'm no good too. Fuck him. Let's try to get some Suboxone and we won't pay him back. And I was like, okay. Because the guy that had the Suboxone, well, first of all, the big homie had Suboxone. We weren't going to rip him off. Even though we were in a cell and there's like, fucking bar, we're protected because we're in a cell. Who knows what a big homie can do? He can like, he's like the white power, like, superhero. He can like fart like lightning bolts out and eviscerate us, especially the Mexican. It's like he just blindly farts out lasers, and like I'm like cool because I'm white, but like the Mexican dude just like sizzles into flesh. Dude, sometimes I say really weird shit. I'm worried about me. All right, anyway. No, but one of the guys that had the Suboxone was the orderly. And, as we talked about before, orderlies are the trustees. They're the people that pretty much like, they work for the cops. They like kind of are a cop. They have like one of those like aluminum gold, like sheriff star badges and like a balloon cowboy hat. And they're just like, dude, I'm the orderly, bro. Don't talk to me like that, bro. No. See this badge? They don't really wear any of that stuff. But I mean, they really are like, they're always pieces of shit. If you're in the feds and you're an orderly, you checked in. And that guy had Suboxone because that's what happens. And that's the hypocrisy of the whole thing, right? Oh, man. Hey, you were on a mixed jar, dog? You were programming with pieces of shit? Really? Because all the big fucking homies in the feds have to pass things through the orderlies. So they're trusting orderlies with like the most crazy shit ever, like straight up hits to whack people. Hey, excuse me, orderly? Hey man, this is a hit. Can you get it to the other people so that this guy can get whacked? Orderly's like, okay. He's like, thanks, brother. But wait, like what? I thought you can't program with them because it's just so hip. But, well, that's different, bro. We're in the hole. We have to, dog. All right. It's like, whatever. So our whole plan was to rip this dude off, the orderly, because we knew his whole situation. He was like this guy that was in on a violation, and he had something like his cellie was like selling caps of weed or something, and like somehow this guy like stole them from, I don't know, he did some piece, I don't even remember. He like stole the caps of weed, and then I think he'd like gotten caught with the weed that he had stolen, and then told on the dude that he stole it from, saying that he sold it to him. Yeah, some crazy, like, he deserved to get ripped off. So that was this like plan we were trying to hatch. And when he first told me, when my cellie first told me that he had to smash me out, I literally was like gonna curl up in a ball and start sucking on my thumb. I was like, dude, not again. Not again. I mean, my tooth was already loose. I remember that first night, after that had happened, I got, I just remember like staring up at the, at the ceiling. And I remember just how sad I was, just for the whole situation. It reminded me a lot of 2012 when I was in solitary confinement for those 2 months. And I know I talk about that one a lot, but, just for those of you that don't know, in 2012, I don't know, did I say 13 the first time? I meant 12. I got out in 13, but in 2012 is when I got sober. Some guy had set me up. I went to the hole in Wisconsin. They took everything. I didn't have books. I didn't have radio. I didn't have shit. Straight up by myself, no cellie, for 60 days. And I started talking to myself, remember? Hi, I'm Mandy. Hey, Mandy, I'm Ryan. I'm interested in only anal. I'm not trying to get anyone pregnant. I don't want any feelings involved. She's like, I love anal. I'm Mandy. I'm like, I love you too, Mandy. And then the CO will walk by and be like, hey, Leone, man, who you talking to? I'll be like, shut up, man. Don't fucking hate, single-ass loser. Shh. We'll talk later, Mandy. There's fucking pigs right here, man. Just get away from me, man. Just go on. Do your job. You work for me, bitch. I'm a taxpayer. It's so sexy when you do shit like that to the cops. I'm like, I already know. But I'm completely serious when I say that, like, I have full-blown conversations with myself. And, like, I'm a writer, so I come up with, like, backstories. Like, Mandy was some, stripper from Las Vegas that had been recruited to be a showgirl because she was the prettiest stripper out of all the other strippers, and she moved to New York, and she started doing Broadway plays. And then she just kind of like, I don't know, she had daddy issues, so she started dating convicts, and then she met me in the hole. I'm like, well, what are you doing in the hole? She's like, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're together. I'm like, I know. What do you want to do today? She's like, let's beat off. I'm like, okay, cool. I got a text message. Okay. So, anyhow, this is, let me say one more thing about the talking to yourself. So, see the headphones that I'm wearing? Jeremy sent those. Jeremy, if you're watching, thank you very much. He sent me that in the beginning of my YouTube career. He sent me a bunch of stuff, the camcorder, which everybody says that I've pawned, and I didn't. I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Oh, maybe I did pawn it. Oh, no, I didn't. Ow. Oh, my hand. Ow, ow, ow. That's what he sent me. That was not worth it. My hand hurts. I wear these headphones, these Beats, all day, every day. These studio Beats, right? I love them. I listen to music all the time. I mean, Spotify is probably like the best thing that I pay for each month. Besides Mandy. I still pay her cell phone bill. She's like, I love you. I love you too, Mandy. But because I wear them, I guess I don't realize that I talk to myself. And I do it quite a bit. And Karina's been calling me on it lately. Because I'm listening to music, I don't know that I'm talking to myself. And I'll say really weird stuff. Like, out of nowhere, I'll just be like, yeah, I already know. I'm not trying to go anywhere like that. I ain't no cowboy bitch. Like some weird fake laugh, right? And Karina will be like, who are you talking to? I'm like, I'm not talking to anyone. She's like, that's so whack that you do that you talk to yourself and then you try to make me feel like I'm crazy. You know what? Fuck you. I'm taking Nico. And 40%. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm just kidding. But she does call me on talking to myself quite a bit, right? And I don't notice it because I got my headphones on. But I was telling her the other day, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That's probably from all the time that I've spent in the hole. And I haven't spent a lot of time. There's guys like, I'll always be like, yeah, man, I spent 60 days one time without a book, without anything, just an 8x10. And you always have someone in the comments to be like, oh, yeah? I spent 77 years in the hole, fool. I'm not even alive anymore. Fucking commenting from space, fool. I'm like, what? There's always somebody that, like, now, and there are people that have spent years and years and years in the hole. This is the thing, man. I have mental health issues. No doubt at all about that. I'm not going to go on some rant about that, but I did have pre-existing mental health stuff. A lot of people in prison do. And there's people that just aren't really equipped to deal with solitary confinement. There's a little thing you can practice at home. You can go into the bathroom. Definitely take all the lotions, any scented lotions out of it. I want you to beat off without anything, just so you can really know that that's right. It starts to hurt. You ever have sex like all night without lube, and then the next day your dick feels like sunburnt? It feels like you got like an Indian rug burn. Imagine that in talking to yourself. That's the hole. And you start kind of going crazy. I mean, if you have mental health issues and you start talking to yourself, and like nowadays I'm noticing that I do that. Yeah, I do that. So at this particular place, though, at Victorville, I was with the Celly, Traviaso. Probably saying that lame, but it's probably my white boy rendition of that. But he was cool. He was a South Sider. He'd been to the feds a bunch of times. He'd done a lot of state time. And, you know, of course, we trade stories, you know. And, you know, I'm not, like, trying to toot my own horn or anything. But usually when I'm in the hole and I start telling stories, is people make me tell them more all the time. And they get mad when I don't. It kind of reminds me of some people I know. All right, bro. Story time. Come on, Ryan. Story time. This is when I'm in prison. Man, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. Oh, that's fucking bullshit, fool. What's up, fool? We're boxing, dog. Hey, get your shit on, dog. Fuck you, fool. You think I'm some sort of fucking lame, fool? Tell me a story, bitch. All right, man. Which one? He's like, let's do the Mike Virgin again. That story's fucking bomb as fuck, fool. Tell me it again, dog. Come on. He like puts on his reading glasses to listen to it. I'm like, all right. So I went to stab my heroin dealer when I was 18. And so I got to know this guy really well. And he got to know me. We tell each other everything, you know? I'm like, dude, have you ever had a chick finger your ass? He's like, yeah. So you? No. Tricked you. No, I have. I don't know. I don't like it. And it stinks. I'm not talking about the girl's finger. I'm talking about my asshole. And then the girl's finger. And they have to get like Brillo and like scrub it off. Usually with like some sort of scented Dove or something. Anyway, I don't know. I'm all over the place tonight. So being by yourself can be torturous, but being with somebody else can be bad too. You have to be really compatible with someone to, especially when you're in the hole. Yeah, especially when you beat off all the time. Now I do it in secrecy, but sometimes I'm like, hey man, I'm going to go in the shower and beat off. Is that cool? Hey dog, you didn't need to tell me shit like that, fool. Yeah, that's cool though. Hey, tell me when you're going to come though, dog. Just tell me, fool. We'll make eye contact. You can pretend I'm a hyena. Nah, I'm good, man. Oh, yeah, dog. You think I was serious, fool? I just joke about shit like that. Fuck it, you're funny, fool. Tell me a story when you dry off, dog. One of the problems with living with people is that they can really start getting on your nerves, right? So this guy was typical, like, insecure guy. And listen, I'm insecure, but I'm like so used to crazy shit happening. Like the first time I went to prison, Jenny cheated on me within like the first month and then she died, you know? And even though I was mad at her, obviously I was heartbroken that she died. Then the second time, my ex-wife, she left me within the first like 6 weeks. I got a Dear John letter. She's like, I can't do this anymore. You are such a drug addict. Feels like I've been waiting a century. I'm like, bitch, you've been waiting 6 weeks. Are you serious? You can't ride it out for another fucking 6 weeks? Jesus Christ. And then by my third term, oh, and then Jeff writes me a letter and he's like, yeah, she has pictures on Facebook with other guys, black guys. They have their arm around her. Seriously, I read that letter on Patreon. Seriously, what he said. And I mean, just black guys, that doesn't mean it. I'm not like saying anything against black people, but it's just like, imagine just getting a letter from that. It's like, and plural, guys. And I believe it. And every time she'd watch porn, she'd be like, let's do gangbang. I like that category. I like to see the girls get cum on their face. Like, I mean, that's a lot of dicks. I don't know. It's like, fine, let's do 4-on-1. I'm like, I'm still like not, it's not really preferable for me. I don't know. She's like, shut up, just do it. I'm like, all right. So, I mean, I'd be like, by my third term, I just expected Karina to cheat on me. And I pretty much told her, I said, you know what? You do what you want. I'm still your baby daddy. You still love me. I didn't lose you. I just lost I lost my turn. That's it. I'll be back. Don't get AIDS. That's the one thing I don't have, and I don't want it. Although I have a very exotic collection of STIs, AIDS is like one of those ones where it's like, it's, that it's like if you're with someone, you're like, yeah, if you ever get an STD or anything like that? Oh yeah, I got herpes. Oh man, that's funny as fuck. Yeah, I got HPV too. I got Hep C. I've had syphilis. I've had gonorrhea. I've had chlamydia. Damn, it's crazy, fool. It's kind of funny though. Have you ever had crabs? Yeah, I've had that too. I have had that too. Jesus. But like, if you're like, I have AIDS, they're like, oh, that's cool. And then they'll like never talk to you again. It's still very stigmatized, which is crazy. I know a lot of people that have HIV, and it's not that, but it's people with HIV actually, they're like on chronic care plans. They're actually sometimes under more scrutiny than us, and sometimes they have like a higher quality of life, or at least medical care. So I was like, it wasn't that I was like super secure on my third term. It was that I was just, I set my expectation bar low. And that actually worked because I wasn't always tripping. When you trip on girls, that's when they start cheating on you. You know, I'm like that when a girl's like, you're at a strip club, you're cheating on me. I'm like, what the fuck? You're going to be mad at me anyway? I'm going to go cheat on you then. Fuck you. Girls are the same way. So like, on my third term, it wasn't like that. But this fool was one of these super insecure guys. And we tell each other stories. We weren't really working out or anything. And we would read a lot. Like that was his trip. He loved to read, right? And I like to read. So we'd just be reading. So most of the day it was just silent. But like out of nowhere it'd be like, fuck, dog. Fuck. I just know that my fucking hind's getting fucking smashed right now by Sancho, dog. I fucking know it, fool. I'm like, how do you know it? Because I fucking read a sex scene in this fucking stupid ass book, man. Fuck you. Throw the book like against the wall. I'd be like, and I understand because I know what that's like. Where like you read something and there's like a sex scene and it triggers you. You start thinking about your own girlfriend, and most girls don't wait for you. It's true, I mean, I lucked out this last time. I'd tell her, I'd be like, just don't get pregnant. Just fuck whoever you want. Just don't get pregnant. And she'd, I don't know if she fucked anyone else. I don't really care either. I mean, it's whatever. She was a good mom to my kid. That's really all that matters to me. But it was this constant thing where he thought his chick was cheating on him. And he's like, hey, you know what the fucking craziest thing about this bitch is, too, dog? She doesn't have no legs, fool. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, she's in a fucking chair, dog. But she's fucking fat, fool. But she's kind of bad though too, you know what I mean? I'm trying to picture how bad she can be, and I'm thinking pretty bad, bro. Sounds bad to me. He's like, fucking bomb ass face. Hey, dog, Her fucking pussy stinks, fool. I don't even know I like this bitch, but to be completely honest with you, kinda, I'm only in it for the money, dog. I don't even care about this bitch. Hey, hoes ain't shit to me, dog. Now, time out. And what you're like, what? This video is pointless. It's not pointless. I'm in the hole. You know, it's not like that much exciting stuff happens when you're in the hole. So I just am trying to explain the monotony of it because that's what it is. And that's part of the story. Trust me, when we get to the state system, it's going to get like out of control. If you think I've already been through shit on this term, you have no fucking clue. You have no clue. I was in 12 riots in 3 months in state. It was the worst experience of my whole life. It was a nightmare. Well, that's not true. Kicking methadone was worse. But yeah, he would like, so, and I'm like, you tell me about this girl he had, no legs. He said she was overweight and that she cheated on him all the time. But I don't even like this bitch though, fool. I call her roller slut, dog, because she's in a wheelchair. Isn't that funny? I'm like, not really, man. You know, I've never really thought it was funny to make fun of like mentally disabled people or people that are paralyzed or people that are in more unfortunate situations than we are. I've always thought that that's wrong. And you hear a lot of these guys in prison, and you probably, like, from an outside perspective, you're like, you're just like that, Leone. You objectify women. Bitch this, that bitch that. It's like, when you're in an environment like jails or prisons and you're around a bunch of scumbags for as long as I have been in my life, some of these things in my lexicon, like calling chicks bitches or that hoe or that slut, that whore, or whatever. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry for not monetizing me. Suck my fucking dick. How's that? Well, that just ensured it. I never get my shit monetized. But then I see ads on it and I'm like, yeah, you guys are good, man. And then I'll put in for you know, because I always appeal it. I'll go in for like, you know, manual review, and there's probably some guy in India watching my shit just like, man, this guy is fucking very disrespectful, man. Fuck that. No monetization. I don't know. You know, I don't like physical stuff like that, you know? And I gotta, you know, Karina says I'm a fattest. And this is what I have to say about that, right? I've been obese in my life, and I'm not now. For 10 years, I was a bitch. Now I'm not. Anyone that's from California knows that commercial. This guy's like, for 10 years, I was sober. No, I'm not. Now he's dead. And it was the guy that owned Passages in Malibu. I used to be overweight. I was obese. I was 230 at one point, and I'm 5'6". I'm a midget. So I had a Danny DeVito body for a while. And to be completely honest with you, kinda, I was not, I mean, I was obese, right? But I mean, I have nothing against overweight people. Some people have thyroid problems. But as far as like people in wheelchairs are concerned, I've had friends that have been in that unfortunate situation, and I try not to poke fun at it. So I don't want it to be misconstrued that that's what I'm doing. But this guy was dating a girl in a wheelchair that had no legs. She was overweight, and he said he was using her for her money. But then all the time he'd be throwing the books at the what? This fucking bitch is cheating on me, dog. I swear to God, fool. And he'd punch the walls. You know, like sometimes he'd just go up to the wall and he'd be like, hey, CO, hey. He'd be like, yes. Hey, fuck you, fool. Don't fucking cheat on me, fool. And the guy's like, what? He'd like go into this weird psychosis where he thought that the CO's was his chick in the wheelchair. And he just talk shit. Hey, fucking roller slut didn't ride me today, dog. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat that bitch's ass when I get out, fool. Her pussy fucking stinks, dog. I'm like, you know what, man? Can I just enjoy 50 Shades Grayer? Please? Can I just enjoy this so that when you go to sleep, I can jerk off? Please. I don't want to hear about your girl. I don't want to hear about what her vagina smells like. Why do you gotta call it a vagina? You're such a fucking white boy. It's a fucking pussy, fool. It's a fucking twat. It's a cooch, fool. Fucking lame, fool. What'd you say? Nothing. And that's just pretty much how it went. So it's like reading that, and Karina, I wrote her a letter and I told her what happened. You know, and I explained the situation. I said multiple reasons I went back to the art. A, I didn't want my reputation to be tarnished. Like I said, I don't give 2 fucks about that now. I don't care. You know, I paroled from a mix yard. SNYGP. I'm no good. You know, I can say that. That's okay, though. I mean, what is no good? Being solid and good to me is being a good dad. I'll say it through and through. And I never told on anyone. I never rolled it up. I never, like, sex offended. Unless you count sexy, hot, tan offending. And it's legal here in California, but I'm not a piece of shit like that. But, like, you know, technically I'm not active anymore. You know, that's okay. I'll get this covered up with a unicorn or something. Get a unicorn peckerwood. You know, and I explained to Karina that I put 5 years, you know, over 5 years 10 years really into the federal system. 5 years of prison, 4 years on paper, and about a year in violations. 10 years altogether. And I couldn't leave federal prison with a bad name. I just couldn't do it. You know, it was an ego thing. And I've talked about that a lot of times. You know, in AA, people say that the big book says that alcoholism is a spiritual malady. Malady meaning like an affliction, you know, like an illness, spiritual illness. You know, alcoholism is it is something wrong with you spiritually. I'd say that prison's an ego malady, you know, and you get conditioned with thinking like you care so much about your image and your reputation. Hey man, your word's all you have, bro. Yeah. And literally these guys go back to their bushes and that it's true. You so shot that, my boy. It's true. All you do have is your word in a bush. You don't even have that bush. You get like ticketed. You're like, hey man, this is private property. You're like, fuck, bro, that's my bush though, bro. Bro, come on, bro. And I told her, so, you know, I wanted to clear my name. You know, I didn't want to go out like that, especially because of my writing and everything. I didn't want, like, it wasn't even about the prison reputation. At that time, I still was like, okay, you know, one day after I go viral, there's going to be Reddit message boards about Ryan Leone, because no one will be able to pronounce my name, and they'll be like, yeah, man, that guy checked in at Victorville in 2018, and well, I just can't support guys like that, man. You know, and I wanted to clear it up because I didn't do anything wrong, you know. You know, if I did do something wrong, then I wouldn't give a shit as much, but I didn't. So I wanted to go try to clear that up. Secondly, I just had my first child. And Karina, you smell gay. Karina, she needed support, you know. She was out there by herself, and, you know, she needed me. She worried about me. You know, a lot of bad stuff had already happened to me. So when she didn't hear from me, she knew that something bad was happening. And, you know, of course, I spit that game. You know, I was like, honey, I just, you know, I had to risk my life just to hear your sweet voice one more time. You know, I don't know. Every time I hear your voice, the sun rises in my mind. And she writes me back, she's like, are you bisexual? I'm like, what? So I write the letter. You know, this is probably like the first time I went before I went back out. I told her what had happened, that I'd gotten 8 stitches, but, you know, it's over. Don't worry about me. You know, what happened. And now I'm going back to the yard. So I think I wrote her before I went back. So I finally, and that's the thing. I've explained it a lot of times. When you're in the hole, you're woken up at like 4 a.m. You know, that's when like the hall lights go from dim to really bright. So you wake up, you start hearing people, you know, you hear people doing burpees, butt fucking, whatever they're doing. People yelling down the tier. Right around 4, everything kind of like bursts to life. You know, it's kind of like the freeway humming at like 4 a.m. You know, it starts coming to life. And I'm going to sit on my skateboard. So they feed you at around 5 a.m. They put a little tray worth of, you know, full of food in the meal slot. You have to jump out of bed. You have to go grab it. It's 2 trays always. And it's like in these plastic trays, and it's in like You know, it's in like this little rolling cart that allegedly or ostensibly keeps the food warm. But what it does is it just completely makes everything mushy. It's so gross. All the nutrients are just, everything's just soggy. All the nutrients have been cooked out. But you wake up and you're starving because all you're getting in there is really 3 meals a day. You know, there's a little commissary, but it's like, usually it's like you smash all that stuff literally the first day, or you ration the peanuts like we were talking about. And then you usually go back to sleep. You wake up around 8 or 9. Lunch is at 10 again. And you really don't do anything the rest of the day. And then dinner's at 5. But every single day, at least on the weekdays, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, you wait for mail call. You know, they come down the tier, and that is the highlight of your day. So for anybody watching this that has a loved one that's in jail or prison, especially if they're in the hole, send them a postcard and just say, I'm thinking about you. It goes so far to people. And thank you for everybody that wrote me. A lot of people wrote me throughout the years, both men and women. Men that I didn't fuck, just friends. Women that not too many platonic women. But I did get a lot of letters from people throughout the years, and I'm really grateful. That always really brightened my day. But if you don't get a letter, imagine coming down from coke. It's like that times like 100. It's like a dagger going. It's like a samurai sword going in your fucking heart. You're like, I'm worthless, you know? And oh my God, my celly every day be like, hey dog, I bet Roller Stud's gonna fucking ride me tonight, fool. Watch, that bitch can't go without me, fool. Nothing. Right? And I wasn't getting anything either. And then we both be like, yeah, we don't even need chicks, fool. It's 69 right now, dog. Who cares, fool? We'll just think about other dudes. Fuck chicks, fool. So that happened for like a week. And we'd both like come to the conclusion that we weren't going to go out to the recreational cages anymore, because now the guy really was checking in because he was supposed to smash me. He only had 3 months left anyway. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm not going back out there. Fuck it. He owed money out there too. So it was like a soft, I found out later that, he had gotten in a fight, everything he said. He had clean paperwork on the lockup order, but he owed a lot of money. He didn't want to go back to the yard, so he's just looking for an excuse, But anyway, finally I get a letter from Karina, and she's furious at me. She's furious at me for going back to the yard and putting myself in that situation. She's like, how fucking stupid are you? She's like, you have a child now. You can't take stupid risks. Don't give me all this shit. You see every time you think about me, you see the sunrise in your head. Shut up. You're stupid idiot fuck. Sincerely, Bugaboos. I love you. I was like, oh my God. Where's Mandy when you need her? Mandy never talked to me like this, but Karina, she was post-pregnancy hormonal, and she was mad, and she did have a good point. I just had a kid. So after that first letter, it really bums you out too. It's like you just sit there and you dwell on it, because all you have in there is thinking and reading, and there are days where I'd read sometimes 2 books, depending on how big or how long they were. There's a lot of short books, and I'd read just ridiculous shit. Like Papa Henry Goes to Vegas for Christmas, Part 4. I'm like, yes! Dude, I already read Part 3 and 6. I wish I could read them all in order. You just read some really ridiculous stuff in there. But then the letters started coming, and she started sending me letters. Paul was always really good. He wrote me a bunch when I was in the hole. A lot of my friends did, but Paul seemed to really care more than other people. And then, she started writing me regularly, every day I was getting stuff, and she'd spray it in her perfume, and I'd always get it, and I'd it smells so good to have the scent of my baby mama. And Travis also be like, yeah, dog, that's cool. Roller Slut's gonna ride me tomorrow. I swear to fucking God, dog. Hey, if she doesn't, I swear, fool, I'm gonna take her out to this spot. And it's this big ass hill in San Diego, fool. I'll pretend like we're just gonna watch the fucking cityscape, dog. And I'll just roll that bitch down the hill, fool. I don't even care, dog. That's for cheating on me. Guarantee you that bitch is cheating on me. Fuck her, dog. I don't even care. I don't even love her. It's all about the money. People always do these faux rationalizations when you're in there. So every time I'm getting a letter from Karina, it would make him mad because it was like a reminder that he wasn't getting a letter from his girlfriend, whatever. I don't even like her, fool. I swear to God. I'd rather fuck her brother, fool. Like, what? Nah, no, I don't play like that though, fool. Nah. So this is just pretty much what my life was like in there, right? And, it goes on for, a month, whatever. My last 6 weeks in there. I think 2 weeks after all of it, I went to DHO and they hit me with like 3 different fighting shots. I got like my good time taken for like, 3 years or whatever. Or, my commissary taken for 3 years, even though I only had a month left. Stuff like that. So they couldn't really do any consequences. The one thing is that I wasn't able to talk to Karina on the phone, and that sucked, So eventually, Traviaso got his monthly call, and I just heard him, he called, he's like, hey, what's up, baby? Hey, just to be completely honest with you, baby, I fucking miss you. I think about you every day. Why haven't you been writing me, mija? What? Well, fuck that, bitch. Fuck that. Ugh. He's screaming, and I'm just like, oh, God. I, put the covers over me. And then he just, turns around. He's like, she left me. I'm like, I thought you didn't like her. He's like, shut up, fool. Stupid fucking check-in. Oh, come on, man. You don't need to say that. I didn't even check in, bro. He's like, hey, I'm not really in the mood to fucking play with you, dog. That was the love of my life, fool. Hey, Palabra, fool. Look it. I got her name tattooed on my cheek. I was like, you told me that was your daughter's name. He's like, yeah, I know. But you got the same name. But it doesn't mean I don't love her, though, fool. And I never knew what was going on. And that was pretty much my life in the hole. And at the end there, about a week before I get out, or my release date, the CO comes to me and he's like, hey man, you're supposed to be getting extradited to state custody, right? I said, yeah. He's like, they haven't filed for it. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they haven't filed for it. And he's like, so if your release date comes, they have 24 hours, 72 hours to pick you up. If they don't pick you out, we got to release you when you get out. He's like, it happens sometimes. He's like, and I'm like, well, are you contacting them? He's like, nah, we don't do that. He's like, if they forget about it, cool, we'll let you go. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I was really banking and hoping that would happen. And I remember a week, it goes by, a week comes up, and the day that I'm thinking I'm going to get out, still no word that they're coming to get me. And that morning, the morning that I'm supposed to be getting out, CO comes like, hey, can you sign this for me? And it was an extradition notice that they had to fax back to them. So they end up releasing me from the hole. They take me into R&D, which is receive and discharge. In state prison, it's R&R, receive and release. And they put me into my street clothes, the same clothes that I got arrested in, that night so long ago. And it was like this, I don't know, it was like a pretty cool outfit. It was back when I was going down my breakdown period. And it was so weird to be in street clothes again. They put me in a tank, and then these two COs came, or these two detectives came from Santa Barbara, and they came in a police car, and they put handcuffs on me, they put shackles around my legs, and I kind of shuffled into the car. And I remember just looking back and looking at Victorville and thinking, I'm never going to see this place again, ever. Not the inside of it. I'm making a promise to myself. I'll never see the inside of a federal prison again. And they put me in the cop car, and they just blasted the radio, and we started driving towards Santa Barbara County Jail. That's where I was headed, to finish out my sentence. Now, I'd done 8 months now altogether. I was 8 months in. I'd gotten jumped, got my ribs broken. I'd gotten jumped twice at Victorville. I'd gotten stitches. I got a hairline fracture in my jaw at San Bernardino in a riot. And I got a tooth knocked out and 8 stitches at Victorville. I had a hellacious time. I had no idea what was coming though. You know, the state prison compared to federal prison, it's a menthol cigarette to PCP. I mean, it's a huge difference, and I had no idea the nightmare that I was about to step into. We will get into that in the next installment of my 3rd prison term series. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out patreon.com/Ryan Leone. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do what I love for a living. We'll see you guys next time. Palabra.